transcribed.
Brian was the guy.
You ready?
It's 5:58.
Probably not long.
It's up to you.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Call the meeting to order. Please join me with the salute of the flag. Ed, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And the first order of business this evening is Jamie Killian.
Yes, Colleen.
Killian, you would like to talk to us about a proposal.
Yes, well, I'm here, kind of on behalf of Bob Benson. He owns a property on Lyford Road. I run a local soccer club. When I say local, I'm from Tamworth, New Hampshire, and I've worked in the Kennett school systems and in the Wolfboro school systems as well, including Brewster Academy. And we've often ran our trainings at different local facilities, including the NIC, which is the town over. And it's become very cost prohibitive for our club to do that. So I've approached a number of folks to ask them if they could help out, and Bob stepped forward, and he's grassing a field for us, or just putting some grass down where we can come and use it once or twice a week for our younger group of players, and it will lessen the cost for our club and lessen the cost for all of these young players to play soccer. So I wanted to come and introduce myself. I think Bob has made his intent known, but we just wanted to make sure that it's, before we go any further, that this is okay. And I know there was a few questions that you had, and that's what I'm here for, just to kind of make sure that we go through the due diligence of offering, the young kids an opportunity to play soccer here in the town. So,
Like you said, a couple of times a week.
Yeah, we used to meet just once a week up in Wolfboro, and I have a couple of other facilities, so it would be, at the most twice a week that we would be here. Probably more likely just once a week, with a young group.
How large a group are you talking?
15 to 20 players, young 12-year-olds, under 12, would be the main focus of our group.
And like parking, where are you going to park?
We'll put a little place. Usually we drop them at the NIC, they just drop the kids off and they come to us. There'll maybe need to be like 5 or 10 spots for parking, which is kind of already there out in front of as you just pull right into his lot. We can just put a parking spot right there for drop off and pick up.
Is it weekends or weekdays or?
We would do both. It would depend on our schedule. Right now I'm just doing weekends. We do it indoor now. We're at the Tamworth Middle School, and then we do it at the Kingswood or Crescent Lake School. We do that indoor on the weekends because we can't get outside. We like to do it, provide it as an after-school program for the kids as well. So generally speaking, it's either during the spring we do it on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and or Thursday evenings. But that will be at various spots. This would be a spot where we go, okay, on Tuesdays we'll meet in Brookfield, because we have kids from Wakefield too that also come our way. We have Wolfboro kids that come our way, and then some kids also will drive down from Tamworth, because we do have a following from there too. So.
And like, what are your plans for facilities?
I bring in, if this would be agreeable, I'd bring in a porta potty. Our club would pay for that. We wouldn't be putting in facilities, we wouldn't be putting in any buildings or anything like that. So, if that would be required, I guess, is the question.
Will you hold games there?
Not official games. We play games every single weekend, but I oversee those, and my group oversees those. But no official games. Our official games are held at Kingswood on Sunday afternoons, and then our younger games are going to be held in Tamworth. So This is purely for just practicing and getting the kids out to, you know, kind of train. Once we can give us another facility, and Bob has been so kind to offer it at a very reduced lease, you know, so that we were paying close to $10,000 a year at the NIC, and it was just cost prohibitive for us, you know. Beautiful facility, but we didn't need all that space, and we were kind of renting the entire space privately, but we really didn't need that space, you know, so.
You guys think?
Good. No, good.
The only question, and again, I'm going to throw this out because I forget who I spoke with. Is Bob here? I don't know if the other Bob was here. I met with him back in the back room. He used to play soccer. Anyway, but long story. He mentioned to me that the property is held as, it's not held as recreational right now, so there may be a need to do that. I don't know if that would be necessary.
And that's the point I want to make. It's zoned for residential agriculture.
Agricultural, right. So he was explaining to me that if I went to the zoning board and asked for or Bob go to the zoning board to ask for some kind of a a waiver or something, so that it would be a recreational piece, and we could draw off the piece of land. He would do whatever he needed to be able to make that so.
How close is the field to the abutters? I mean, how big? I'm not sure how big the.
Yeah, it's like a 1,200 square feet. You know, that's all we have. I don't know what's on either side of Bob's land. I couldn't answer that question, so I don't know how close we are to the butters. We're just right there. As you go into Bob's property, he has a gate, and then there's just a space, you know, available right there that he already had cleared, I believe, prior. So there's no trees going to come down or anything like that.
Can you see houses from the field? When you're looking
No.
through the woods?
No.
It is zoned residential and agricultural, right?
Pardon me?
That's residential agricultural, and this is recreational use.
Yeah, I'd recommend you go for a special exemption from the ZBA
Okay.
to allow this type of activity in the residential agricultural area.
And that would be like a request from the zoning board?
You make a request, give it its own residential agricultural, and this is recreational. I would apply to the ZBA for a special exemption from our zoning that says, hey, can I do this?
Gotcha.
And I suspect they're going to ask for a lot more data than we asked for, like, you know, some plans. It's up to them what they're going to need, but I'd expect some plans and leave sketches.
Yeah, we can certainly provide that, yeah.
And I'm not ready to say we could put a soccer field in the residential area.
Yeah, but that's a good point. I mean, there will be increased traffic flow through there, and that needs to be quantified, I think.
What's the impact, right?
Exactly.
So you have to fill out an application with ZBA. Asking for I believe it's a special exemption is what you need because it's a change of purpose of the land.
Mm-hmm.
And see what they say.
Okay. And that would be something, I think I found it online, the application, and presented to the board, and I think they meet on the 12th, is it?
They meet when there's a need.
Oh, okay.
So once you get an application, and I suspect they'll contact you,
Okay,
I think they have 30 days to get back to you.
gotcha. Okay, well, thank you so much, I really appreciate it.
Good
Yeah.
luck with it.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds neat.
Yes, it is. I had fun doing it, so I appreciate your time, thank you.
Okay. You okay with that?
Yes.
Can I go this way?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And any public input?
I have a little something that I didn't add to the agenda. So the newsletter is going to be delayed about 2 weeks. Just as I learned how to juggle this position and whatnot, I haven't had time to do it. And I want quality, not quantity. So I'm giving everybody a little more time. Also, I would like to propose the Brookfield Women's Society put on a townwide yard sale with some people setting up at the townhouse Memorial Day weekend I already checked, nobody has it reserved for that Saturday and Sunday. So I put info about it in the next newsletter to have people sign up and whatever, and then I'd be able to figure out how many people want to use the townhouse versus at their own houses.
We okay with that?
We are planning to set up tables and booths or something, or?
Yeah, some people's just mention that they don't have enough stuff to set up in their own yards or whatever, so they prefer to just bring things here, have it all in one location, use the tables, and of course, I'd make sure, everything's put back and cleaned and
And
whatnot.
would coordinate this and take care of any
Yes.
advertising that you guys might want to do.
yeah, because we do want to do like a map if there's enough people to do that. If it's just 2 people, then we don't need a map, do we? But,
Would it be on the inside or would it be outside?
guess it depends on the weather.
Good point.
Hopefully outside, but, who knows that far
But
in
if it's
advance.
forecasted for rain, you'd want to move it inside.
Yeah,
The for-profit?
no,
So you're not gonna charge for a table, it's just, okay.
all right, thank you, sir.
Well, let's make sure we're okay.
Yeah. I'm okay.
You're right?
Oh, yeah, no.
All right,
Okay,
we're okay.
okay.
And I'll jump ahead a little bit. We hired Leah as a new administrative assistant. Cassandra resigned, and Leah started earlier in February, catching up, but we made it official a couple of weeks ago. So Leah Gage is a new admin assistant. Okay, town meeting. The voting's on Tuesday, so we can set up Tuesday morning.
I will be available to do that.
We're gonna keep it simple and just use tables and the cardboard.
Yep.
The cardboard. Voting booths with one handicap, we'll put up the handicap.
Yep.
And then I think that yoga comes in on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday, 9:30.
So we'll have to set up for the town meeting after Thursday.
Okay. I can do that Friday.
Yoga's done at 10:30, if that helps.
I do have some things in the afternoon on Thursday.
All right, we'll do Friday sometime.
Tuesday for voting and then Friday for town meeting.
Yeah, we'll do Tuesday sort of.
What time goes up?
8's fine by me.
I'm okay with 8.
And then we have to be there at 1 o'clock anyway. The voting starts at 1, right? So we have to be there 1 to 7.
Right.
Set up for the town meeting.
Yeah, we'll do that on Friday.
What time Friday?
You're doing good. That's good. Get a date, get a time. All right, we'll check the calendar. Oh, it's gotta be later, 10:30. We have a kickoff meeting we're gonna do a townwide reassessment this year.
Right.
DRA and the assessing group are coming in at 9:30 on Friday morning to meet with Rod Wood, Bob, and one of us, if one of us want to be there. So that starts at 9:30 for maybe an hour, so let's say, can we do 11 on
Yeah,
Friday?
11.
Later in the day would be better, after lunch would be better for me,
Okay.
for the 7.
Yeah, 1 o'clock,
1 o'clock would work better for me.
When?
Friday at 1.
The 8th, what day?
It is the 8th, yes.
1 o'clock.
Oh, wait a minute, sorry, it's not the 8th.
No, it's the
It's the 15th.
7th, okay.
We're going to do it on the 15th this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we can do that too.
And then the voting boards,
We're going to do that Tuesday morning.
okay.
At 8 o'clock. If you want to swing by, that did move some tables and put those carpet in.
Yeah.
I talked to with us setting that up first thing in the morning. All right, so along those lines, I give everybody copies of the warrant articles. So you indicated which ones you wanted to talk to.
Yep.
Would you do it again for the latest?
Okay. Remember,
I remember, but go ahead. 6. Seven.
oh, it was, yeah, 6,
7.
6 and 7.
13.
Which was
So good, and I don't know the other one.
6, 7, and 13.
There was one more.
Oh, the 13 is the 150.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up one more.
I think it was 10 you did. Come to the townhouse.
Sorry.
Got it? He has 10.
Which number, so he has 6, 7, and 10?
And 6, 7, 10, and 13.
Okay.
And I have the other ones. And you'll get a copy too, James. Okay, so now we have some public, some meeting minutes. We have 2 sets.
So,
We've got February 20th
okay.
and February 27th. I'll make the motion that we accept them as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
And then we're going to sign this one.
Gotta use a blue pen. Blue, blue, blue.
Okay. Is this blue?
Yes.
Can I remove
You can have the blue pen.
I'm going to replace those black ones with blue.
Thank you. We're going to go into non-public a little later, so let's,
But we have to accept the non-public.
we did do both?
No, we didn't.
Okay, then if we did not make a motion to accept the non-public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. So we'll do non-public later. We met and we went through all the sealed meeting minutes for quite an interval of time, and we've got quite a few that are being unsealed this evening. Do you have a list of those?
I thought I did.
You might have. That's the one that didn't go into unsealed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we unseal the meeting minutes as documented on the spreadsheet, in which we copied the spreadsheet and attached it to the meeting minutes. So we will know that these meeting minutes have been unsealed.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
So,
Point of information, Mr. Chairman. When did you meet to review those
On the
minutes?
20th, on
Did
the
you do
22nd.
that in- Excuse me?
On the 22nd.
There's no posting for it.
Yes, there was. It was a work meeting.
It says yoga.
Pardon me?
It says yoga, I don't see anything on
The Friday after that.
it. It says yoga.
You must have posted.
It was posted
It was posted, and the public saw it.
and announced at the meeting 2 weeks ago.
I know you said it at the meeting, I'm just asking.
Very interesting, Ed. Very interesting. Was posted.
And I remember you saying you were gonna do it on that Thursday. And then I looked on the calendar, I didn't see it, so I assumed you would meet.
We did.
Okay.
Okay, we'll try to do better.
Noted it, sorry.
Okay, let's do boards and departments and committees, and then we'll do non-public. Any committee, well, Mary Lou. Heritage Commission.
Yes. May I sit, sir?
Sure.
May I sit? So I came before you a while ago and asked if the Heritage Commission could increase its voting members to 6 from 3 to 5. And at the last Heritage Commission meeting, it was voted that we would like to increase it to 7. So therefore, having now an odd number. And so I would like to see if that would be approved by the selectmen this evening.
I'll make a motion that we increase the membership of the Heritage Commission to 7
Voting members,
voting members, correct, which includes the one select.
the one selectman.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Okay,
Anything else?
number 2,
Yes,
I have 3.
okay, thank you.
Number 2, on March 23rd, Ed Gauthier is going to be having a program on maple syrup 101 at the townhouse. So the public is invited at 10 a.m. on March 23rd. Oh, I better put it on the calendar. Okay, I'll do that. So I have given Karen a poster. There will be a poster at the post office, and I put one on the board out front, and I'll post it to the website as well. Number 3, Jen Ledbetter, on behalf of the Heritage Commission, has applied with the New Hampshire Preservation Alliance for what's called a mini assessment grant application. So what it will do is give us a little more information on the status of the townhouse building at this point. We had one done in 2011, and we have done most of that work. So this would then see what exactly is going on with the front, with the bell tower, and the granite around the base, as I recall. So just to make you aware of it, it is one where we share 50% of the cost. There is a person already assigned and interested in doing the project. I believe he is from Effingham. I may be wrong on that, but I think it's Effingham. So the cost to the town will be $250, and we will probably take that out of our town budget, just to make you aware of it. I don't know when it will be yet, or when we'll get the report, but probably sometime in April, I'm hoping.
Okay, good.
So I'll make a motion that we authorize the 250 from the town. It would come out of the town budget?
Yes.
Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking? The town
That's what I'm
side of the
thinking.
Heritage budget?
Yep.
For the mini assessment on the townhouse.
Do we know it's 250, or is that the locked-in price?
That's
I
the
believe
locked-in
yes.
price.
Yes.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
That's it for me, thank you.
Thank you. Chris, you have anything?
I had a couple things. The first thing being, I'd like to see if you'd be interested in adopting a couple of ordinances pertaining to the roads. These are state RSAs here. And the first one is to deal with parking on said roads. So, in other words, if we had an ordinance, we could enforce it. And it's just to kind of keep control of people parking here, there, and everywhere on the roads.
Okay.
We just seem to have more people, and the more people we have, the less common sense there is when it comes to parking. So I've seen completely blocking the road to blocking the turnarounds at the end of the roads, so that's one thing. Second thing is adopting an ordinance for driveways in terms of what we're responsible for, culverts, drainage, stuff like that. That's again a state RSA that addresses those things.
So these RSAs gives the town authority to create ordinances for it.
Right, so in other words, if we were to adopt something, make up something of our own, but make it so that there's an enforceable, something to enforce, or in the case like the driveway culverts, I think people just kind of assume that it has something to do with the town, when it really doesn't. It's their personal property, it's on their property, it should be addressed by them, but because we don't have any rule for it, I think it's been kind of left up to an individual basis. So I think if we had an ordinance, I think that would make more sense if we could use it as a baseline.
These are the culverts that are on the edge of the road.
Yeah,
Driveway culverts.
they're driveway culverts. They really have nothing to do with the town other than with our driveway permit, we mostly require them. But again, that's at the landowner's expense. It's on their property, it's their property, their responsibility to maintain. And all that's spelled out in that RSA too, so.
Well, that's why I keep asking, because sometimes those culverts are on town property. Yes.
Well, that's a sticky situation. The only place that would be possible is in our developments where the town has actually taken ownership of the roads.
Okay, so for the roads that we don't have the deeds for, it's their
Yes.
property.
Yeah, and that's part of what's spelled out in there anyway.
Okay.
But
Lee, could you make copies for us, for the 3 selectmen?
I'll-
I'm not counting, you do it now.
yeah, I don't need those back, so just for reference. Second thing, or third thing, I guess, I would like to see if you would want to engage the Stratford Regional Planning Commission to perform an assessment of our paved roads. That's the program, just at a glance, and then I do have a sample report that they did for the town of Milton. And basically what they're doing, this is the copy of the report from Milton. And then this is the guide that they're using to perform the assessment. So if that is any interest to you. And basically what it'll do is give the town an assessment of the paved roads, the priority and what needs to be fixed, how it should be fixed, and a cost analysis too, based on some options. And it can be spread over a multi-year plan so that it's something that can be maintained over time. And my understanding is that the Stratford Regional Planning Commission can handle this, that they're the ones that did it for Milton, and it's at no cost for the town. So, and it could be, if they got on it, it's possible it could be available for budget time next year. Possibly.
Do we have to do that with a Stratford Regional Planning?
Remember,
Oh, we are.
I thought we voted not to fund that last year.
we don't pay to do this, but we remember.
Oh, okay.
Well, we appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
Do you by chance know what the next steps are? Do we have to contact?
I would say the town has a representative, right?
No.
Not at all?
Yes, you have Goldberg.
Who? No, I'm not sure he's on this, he was on a subcommittee.
Oh, I thought he was,
I will check with him. I will check with
He's listed on the website, as are you.
I'm still on the website.
Yeah.
Should be.
him. Do you have experience in this?
Yeah, I know everybody down
So, maybe that's the first step, is to make contact with them. Maybe we need to get some membership down there and then try and engage them into doing this. It is possible to do this on our own, but that would be a cost to the town. And this is something that they are providing.
Okay, we can talk to them, let's see what the next steps are.
I can add some information, is that we're not paid members, so they may be reluctant, but they can be contracted to help. But I'm sure they're gonna encourage you to become members, if you're gonna.
Paying members.
Correct. If you're a paid member, they will do pretty much anything.
Okay.
I think whether you choose the one that we've been part of in the past or the Lakes Region one or whatever, I think it's a worthwhile endeavor only because they do provide services, not only just for the paved surfaces, but dirt surfaces, culverts, bridges, any type of assessment, stuff like that, you become part of a bigger data pool for the state. And moving forward, if there is a funding situation, I think this is going to be a big part of it too. If you're looking to get state funds or federal funds or any of that stuff, I think this is going to be part of the process going forward.
Okay.
I think it'd be worthwhile. The last thing is I got some quotes for chip sealing Clark Road, Moose Mountain Road, and Tumble Down Dick Road. And this is just for the chip sealing that we talked about, to spray on the emulsion and then spread chips over it, and it helps seal the road entirely. And so I'll leave that with you to take a look at. And there may be other costs involved with that. Some places it may need to be shimmed in addition to before it's sealed, but that'll give you an idea at least of how much you can get done with just the chip seal.
Good, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Regarding the Stratford Regional, I have both a question and a comment. Is there a rational explanation why we continue not to be a paid member of the regional planning? It's gone on now for, I'd say, 6, 7, maybe longer, quite a while. And because we're not a paid member, we lost out during the pandemic. They had a service that they provided where we could have scanned all our plats on a large format scanner and gone digital, so we could have done all our subdivisions. We wouldn't have done all the septics, it would have been too big. But we were denied because we weren't a paid member. I'd like to know why we're not a paid member at this point.
In the past, when we participated with them and asked them for help, they never came through with the help. What can we do to help Brookfield? We need some help in this area and this area. And it never developed. So we stopped paying dues. Now, we can try it again. I think the dues were close to 1,000, if I remember correctly. The other issue is we'll see if we can get some representation down there. See who wants to volunteer to go down to, I think it's in Rochester they meet.
I thought Jan's husband was
Yes.
listed as the representative.
I know he's on one of the subcommittees.
Oh, I see.
I will
Okay.
contact him to see how involved he wants to get.
Gotcha. Thank you.
But that's been our experience. Yes?
If I would volunteer to be part of the process there too, also, if it's necessary.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
You want me to say something? I can. I give you history. Many years ago, it has to be at least 8 years ago, it was the planning board that made the decision about either becoming a member or becoming a paid member or not. And because it was years before we ever had to even use them, even when I was a representative and went down there was nothing that they were doing for us. There was nothing that we were asking them to do. There was nothing, there was that digitation stuff didn't happen back then either, so there was just no reason to spend that extra money. That was the reason. Now that had changed in the future, and it was changed where the selectmen were making that decision not to. I don't know when that happened, but that occurred, and that just continued. But for the amount that we accessed for help from them, it was like, why are we paying $1,000? We pay what, $2,000 to New Hampshire Association of
Municipal Association?
Municipal Association.
That's about
But we
$1,000.
access them a lot. And it was just budgetary, why are we doing that? But we are members. So I thought I would go down there and be the member representative, even though we weren't going to use their services. And it was so far away. It was all the way down in Stratford. Stratford County really didn't pertain to anything up here. And Lakes Region was so far away, you had to go all the way down to 171 to get there. It was hard to even be a member. And that's all lakes. So it was just, where we're situated.
And that's the feedback we received. We talked about going maybe to the Lakes Region. We were a member there once.
Right.
And pulled out because it never made any sense.
And it
All
was-
their planning was for the lake communities.
Yeah, and Meredith and
And then when you go down to Stratford region, all the planning is for Dover and
Dover,
the
Rochester.
big cities. So we can give it a shot. If we can get some payback for the investment, it sounds like they've got some good programs, but we can try. Yes,
Well,
Chris?
I haven't delved deep enough into this to know all the ins and outs, but when we're talking about the Red List Bridge,
Yep.
part of the funding that's available through the state is directly through the regional planning.
Yes.
So that's another thing, I mean, it feels like they're moving this data collection and they're putting a lot of, they're giving these regional planning centers around the state sort of this power to collect and also not distribute the money, but give a reason to. So like, we're not currently on any list for that bridge other than the red list. But if we were part of the planning commission, it would help get us on that list in terms of replacement or repair of it and getting the state money to do so.
And I think that's accurate, the way that the state looks at it, is the regional planning commissions are closer to what's going on in their area. They gather the data and almost make a recommendation as to where the money should be spent.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it, and so I don't know whether moving forward it's going to become a little bit more useful or not, but just, again, based on some very minimal research, it seems as though they are providing some services.
We can test it again. Eddie, you had a question or comment?
I was just gonna build off Ed, and the last time we actually did utilize their service, what they wanted to do is make a town center, and they wanted us to put sidewalks in everywhere. And nobody, and they just, all they recommended were things that nobody wanted. And they didn't wanna budge, and we didn't wanna budge, and it was like, well, what are we paying them for? And that was the impetus to.
Maybe we'll test it again, see what happens.
Sure. No, but I'm just, that was the reason.
Yeah, that was there was a federal planning grant that came down from HUD. It was called Granite State Futures, and what he's talking about is called Complete Streets. And they were gonna get this planning money from the feds, and they were trying to basically incorporate it into everybody's master plan, so you're a town center. And a good example is Tamworth. If you look at the Tamworth, I forgot the name of the village up there. Chicor. You can see all that is from that planning grant. And you go to Tamworth and ask them the problems. They didn't read the grants, that's why I think grants should be reviewed. They didn't read through it, and they didn't account for they would have to remove all the snow, they can't do certain things, the lighting had to stay on. It became just a...
Geared towards the seacoast.
It just became I don't know, something that really nobody wanted, like he's saying. And just recently, one of their steps that they need replaced, it goes against the grant, where they have to go out and get permission to replace these steps that are in that area that it's in. So, those reasons why. But if you're a member, I don't know if they would refuse, if we had a member down there, like if you were a member, and you said we want to digitize and everything else, I don't know if they're going to require us to pay if you're only going to do one thing. But it was just that recurring cost that didn't make any sense.
Okay. Thank you. Any other committees? Brad, you have something?
Departments?
Sure.
Okay. It's that time of year again. reappointment of the warden and the deputy wardens.
We just did that.
I know. They mail it to me and I must bring it forward.
That was last year.
It's supposed to be every other year. So I'll leave that with you to look over.
All right, thank you.
Required signatures on the back.
Do I still learn?
No, you finally came off.
All right.
Took a while. And then also to go along with that is an agreement for the small utility trailer we have to carry around our equipment in, forestry equipment. That's owned by the feds, unknown to the state, unknown to us. That gets completed every year too.
We're gonna have to talk about
Sure.
forestry in general. The
Yes.
truck's gone, right? We're not paying for the truck anymore because it's not roadworthy.
Correct.
We want to do some modification to that garage, take the big door down, which we have to repair.
Right.
The discussion is we put a regular garage door in,
Mm-hmm.
which means fire trucks don't fit through it.
Mm-hmm.
So are we getting out of the fire department to forestry business? That's the discussion we have to make, just decide, because we're paying Wakefield good money. So we'll have to schedule a meeting for that discussion.
Sure. Love to be with you, talk about it.
Oh, we want you there.
Oh, I appreciate it, for sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes.
One last thing I forgot, continuing on the road department. The roads are posted, so I got a call from a company that wanted to pour some concrete on Garney Road for a house, I suspect. There's no driveway permit that I issued for it, but they are pouring concrete in a foundation, and they asked permission to use the road, so I did contact the code enforcement officer, and I didn't get any response from him if there's actually a building permit, and to my knowledge, there's no driveway permit for that, so I guess what I'm asking is if you could look into it, because I had no luck getting in touch with the code enforcement officer. And
Okay.
moving forward, if there's no driveway permit issued for it, really should have something done pretty much immediately, because there's no gravel on the side of the road, there's no culvert, there's no nothing, it's just leaping off a new pavement
Well,
into
if
the
there's no
ditch.
building permit, they should stop.
Well, I don't know that though, I don't know if there is one or not, because I didn't get
I
a call
understand,
back.
and we'll go up and see if there's a building permit posted. If there's not, we'll ask them to stop until they get one. And it's on guard.
Garney Road, in between 198, let's call it 200, because it's right next to 198 on the same side of the road.
I'm not familiar with the load limit process, but even though it's posted 6 tons,
Yeah.
they can get special permission to drive a concrete truck over it?
Well, there's certain circumstances where it'd be okay, like if it was, substantially below freezing temperatures, if the road was frozen, there's times where it makes sense to allow. They're building a house right next to you, I asked them not to use the road, they did anyway, so. It's,
Who makes it, is that your decision as the road agent on whether or not they can use it?
I don't know, honestly, the signs say per order of selectmen, but I guess it would be my judgment that you would use.
You told us you were doing it, and we said good.
Yep.
You told us last meeting.
Yeah, but in terms of who gets to use the road and when it's posted, and that's, my rule is it needs to be at least in the 20s and, not for 15 minutes, but overnight. So that the road is sufficiently frozen, the dirt on the side of the road is sufficiently frozen. And then, one trip in and out generally is not an issue. But, prolonged use in the middle of the day, rainstorm, 50, 60 degrees after it's been frozen all winter, that's not a good situation. And, but specifically to this situation, there's been no improvement to the edge of the road where the entrance they're using is. And if they continue to use it, there's going to be damage to the road. And I didn't issue a driveway permit for it, so.
This is on Garney, the section that we just paved also?
Yeah.
We need to find out.
200.
Yeah, I don't think
In that
that,
range, yeah.
yeah, it's in between 198 and 218, but it's right next to 198, so. I'll call it 200 for our intents and purposes.
I'm gonna check with the code enforcement officer and find out if he's got a permit.
You need to have a driveway permit to get a building permit, right?
I
Or,
believe you do, yeah.
so it's not something that was issued years ago.
I'm trying to think of where it is, I don't.
It's Cotton.
It was this years ago.
I mean, there's an entrance there, but it's nothing that's been done recently. It's been there for a little while, but it's also not up to any sort of standard where you would think this is a driveway or an entrance or a construction entrance or anything. It's no different than if someone wanted to log there, you'd ask them to improve it to the point where it's not going to damage the pavement.
You're talking a fully loaded concrete truck, it's gotta be over 60 tons, I would think, right?
Well, not 60 tons, but it's about 40 tons is about the legal limit, I think. But either way, it's substantial.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll call Jeff, see if there's a permit, not we'll ask him to stop working. Okay, any other departments or committees?
Just a quick reminder that the Conservation Commission will be meeting tomorrow night at 6. It should be. It's supposed to
Frank
be.
said that's what he came here for.
Okay,
He posted it and then was.
I was wondering why he wasn't there, I saw him come in. I would say yes, I'll verify it on the way out.
Just asking.
It's a good question to ask.
He said he did get it on the website too, so.
All right, before we go to non-public, we have a basic,
Excuse me, Rich.
yes. I'm sorry, yes.
One more department note, emergency management. The status of the emergency response plan, excuse me, that we were doing with Wakefield. Has there been any updates or any other progress on that, do you know?
I guess I'm a little surprised. Who's the emergency management director?
I am. I haven't been kept up on top of everything, what's going, and I found out about the original meeting around the corner, shall we say. The last representative of the Selectmen on the committee was Rick Surratt. I don't know if anything's happened since that meeting or not.
I have no idea. I'm shocked.
Okay.
I really am. I would refer them to you,
Okay.
emergency management director.
Appreciate it. I've heard nothing for over a year now.
So you'll tell us what's going on?
I will find out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we got an abatement request from the assessing office. It was an adjustment made to 4 Palmer Drive. The area associated with that lot has been reduced a little bit. So I'll make a motion, and it's been authorized by the assessor. I make a motion that we issue an abatement for $34.69.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so you got, that's the details later. All right, so we've got non-public we're gonna go into on, and I'll read it. I'll make a motion that we go into non-public to discuss under 91A A3 2E, consideration of pending claims or litigation.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Roll call vote. Zacher?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Thank you. So it's a roll call, so you get the names and, yeah. So Zager? Yes.
Ray.
Right. Gothier, yes.
All right. You got the paperwork in yonder?
618.
It shouldn't be long.
6:54.
I'll make a motion
Thank
to
you,
come out
sir.
of non-public. Roll call, Zachary, yes.
Brian Lewis.
Gothier, yes.
Thank you.
And we'll seal those meeting, I'll make a motion to seal those meeting minutes for 1 year.
Second.
All right, all in favor? I want to make one more announcement to the camera. The town posts meeting notices and important business on our website, on the kiosk. That's the official place if you want to find out what's going on in town. Our website and the kiosk. If you're interested in getting notified when something happens of interest, you can sign up for e-alerts. And you'll get a piece of email saying that something's happening on our website, go take a look. You don't get a lot of email from the town, so you're not going to get overwhelmed with email, but you'll be aware of when we're having public hearings and other important meetings if you sign up for e-alerts. And if you don't want to sign up, then you come down and look at our calendars or read the kiosk. And
I did find out what happened.
what happened?
The town alert system has to be manually entered and does not connect to the calendar.
That's right.
I know, but that's what happened with that last meeting.
It was
That would
on.
be my fault.
So,
That's my fault.
Okay, I'm just saying that's what happened. It's just, I don't know why Civics Plus doesn't have that connected. Because if you put it on the calendar, why would it not automatically just go out as an alert? I mean, you're paying enough money for it, maybe you should ask them why it doesn't do that.
It's more complicated than that also. You know, it's a hierarchy, and it all depends when you post, where in that hierarchy you are. And when you sign up for e-alerts, you pick which ones you want. So if you pick planning board, and they put something from the planning board domain, you'll get it. But if you didn't sign up for planning board, you won't get it. And
If that's what they said?
that's the way it works. So you've got to post everything, you have to post everything from way up top, the home page, and then everyone will get it. But if Frank, for example, posted something for the conservation, under conservation, and you didn't sign up, you won't get it. So,
I could also report that if you check tamworthnewhampshire.org, they also use Civics Plus. And they've added a calendar on their website. So they have a meeting calendar and they have an event calendar. That way they separate where they put the yoga, the events, they put it on the other calendar to keep them, so they're not so cluttered. So you'll have one for meetings and one for event. That is capable for the Civics Plus.
Okay.
Just telling you that.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. We have some bills.
CAI Technologies for the vinyl map cover, $500. Carroll County Registry of Deeds, $2.68. Consolidated Communications, $128.40. Eversource, we have $26.26 and $264.
Totals 268.10.
Yep. Government Wentworth Regional School District for the month of March, $86,624. Jeff Greenlaw, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, so, okay. He bought a International Code Council book, $198.03. Karen Savasic for postage, $11.03. Kingville Construction, we have one for $1,885 and one for $2,922. Long Meadow Supply, $10.22. Oh, $10.76. $10.76. Mary Ann Lynch for supervisors of the checklist postage, $9.85. Department of Vital, State of New Hampshire Department of Vital Records, $8. Claude Zach and Sanderson for our progress billing for our audit, $5,850. Spectrum, $94.98. White Mountain Oil and Propane, $342.21.
The total for the manifest. $98,837.54. I'll make a motion to accept the manifest as presented.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Just to double check the number on that, that was 98,837.54.
Go to the second,
Oh,
next page.
the second page.
Yeah, where that little tab is, yeah,
All the way in the back.
all the way in the back, the third page.
Thank you.
Anything else, Sean? Anything else? Next Tuesday, we vote, 1 o'clock. Okay, meeting's adjourned, thank you.
7 o'clock.
Did you? Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, maybe. You can leave it run. It's all an ended. You gave me that, we were talking about that. The fire department.
Okay.
There's two
I,
components there. There's firehouse, we have.
Yeah, she'd really be good at it, you know. I think if things are slightly different, no brainer.
The only schedule and the deadline.
So she really likes dealing with that stuff. Yeah.